Ariana Grande has a new album. It's called Eternal Sunshine. Here are some of my thoughts on it. It's almost been 4 years and we finally have a new album, Eternal Sunshine, and honestly, I think this is a good album. Now, I'm not a huge Ariana fan. I do enjoy some of her music, but other times I think she can be a little corny, a little childish, a little immature in her songwriting, in her lyricism. But in this album, I think she's taking a step up in the maturity, in the creativity, in kind of walking into who she's going to be in the future. And I mean maturity as a songwriter. I don't mean in her life. Honestly, I don't really care about her life decisions. I know that people are going to get mad when I say maturity. I just mean in songwriting, in her ideas, and where she's experimenting and what she's stepping into. That's what I mean by maturity. Now, this album is characterized by a lot of relaxed, kind of chill, vibey R&B tracks, and I'm really here for it. I really enjoy that vibe that she set. The album itself is pretty linear, like it just kind of goes like this. There's not a whole lot of dynamic from track to track. It doesn't go up and down energy-wise very much. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about Yes and? Yeah, it's a single. It's kind of a standout track, or at least I think it was intended to be that. The energy is definitely higher than the rest of the album, except in my opinion, it's a pretty weak single. We're really used to with Ariana having extremely strong singles, and sometimes her albums, that's all that are interesting about them, are the singles that are really strong, really popular, really catchy, really awesome. But Yes and is quite weak in my opinion. I don't think that it's very good. I feel like it just kind of feels regurgitated, maybe rushed, or kind of like an afterthought. It doesn't seem intentional. What seems intentional about this album is that she almost, I think, kind of wanted it to be kind of like a concept album. It isn't, but in that same regard, that she wanted to set a tone and keep that tone for the entire thing. And with that, she's really successful. The tone is set. This album is about relationships. It's about breakups. It's about the emotions behind that, whether positive or negative. And then it's about moving on. And then it's about getting back into the dating world and all that stuff. And yes, I know there's a ton of drama around what Ariana is doing. And again, I'm not here to speak on her personal life, but her personal life is motivating her to have some pretty good music at this point. So it's relationships. It's very intimate. It's very personal. She does this really well. She gives us a glimpse into a lot of this kind of what's going on in her life. Yes, in typical Ariana fashion, there is some corny lyricism, although I would say it's not nearly as corny as she's been in the past. There's definitely some groaners. There's definitely some like, oh, seriously, that is too much. But for the most part, this is a strong album. Maturity level has increased, and I like the vibe she sets. So those are my thoughts.